All right, outstanding. How are you all this evening of your time as you create time to exist? Allow us to begin this evening of your time with the reminder for each and every one of you involved in what you might term your spiritual growth, your spiritual path, and the allowance of that spiritual path into your physical life, to allow the things to occur in your physical life that are representative of what you desire most strongly to occur in your life. Many of you have been taught in the society in which you exist that your processes, the methodology, the rituals that you go through must always be arduous, long, involved, detailed, complicated, in order for them to be worth anything at all. Now, we in no way, shape, or form invalidate any process you believe you need to create whatever form of evolution or advancement you desire within yourself. However, allow yourselves to recognize at the same time that any process, any method, any ritual you feel you need, you believe you need, the amount of that process is utterly determined by the degree to which you are willing to understand that you are creating a need for that process. You are creating a need for the amount of the process that you have, that you experience, and that your willingness to know that the process is your creation and can be shortened, your willingness to know that in and of itself will shorten any process you think you need. Because you are constructing the process to begin with. The reason that many of you feel you need these processes, the reason you have been taught to think you need many of them, or that they need to be as long, involved, and complicated as they are sometimes in your civilization, is because you have been taught to believe that when you imagine something, when you desire something, then that is not, in and of itself, a real energy, a true reality, the imagination, the desire itself. You have been taught to believe, well, now that you have had the imagination, now that you have desire, now that you have pictured, visualized the idea, now there is something you need to do in order to manifest that idea. Now, in a sense, this is correct. However, in no way, shape, or form does it need to be as long, involved, or complicated as many of you have created it to be. If you are willing to remember that desire and imagination in and of themselves actually represent your manifest ability, you can then allow the time frame between the original conception and the manifestation to be extremely short. Desire, your ability to desire something, is your ability to manifest it. The universe, as I have said, does not toss you one-sided coin. If you find within yourself the capacity to desire something, that is your signal that you have the capacity to manifest it. Easily, effortlessly, as quickly as you possibly can believe you are capable of doing so. Desire is manifest ability. Same thing, two sides of the same coin. Many individuals, however, even when they realize this, recognize it, many times will think, all right, I have the desire. Now all I have to do is sit and wait for all the opportunities in this way to happen, all the circumstances I desire to simply fall into my lap. Now, in a sense, that is also correct. However, you are beings in a world of physical action. And this means that your desire, your manifestability is connected to your ability to act upon whatever opportunity does automatically come to you. Many of you simply think that all it takes is the image, and then you can sit back in your chair and do nothing for the rest of your life, but watch all these things fall into your lap. Now, in a sense, this can occur. However, each and every one of you is a unique individual for a reason. You are a unique way of expressing yourself. You are a unique way of creation's ability to express itself in physical terms. Therefore, each and every one of you has a capability, has a methodology of expressing your desires through the actions in your life. When an opportunity is attracted into your life, you can act upon it to allow the appropriate manifestations to occur. These manifestations will always bring with them more opportunities to act upon to create more manifestations. But these opportunities will be ones that are indicative of your vibration, and therefore will be opportunities you can act upon effortlessly. No struggle need be contained. No pain in your evolution need be experienced. No, as you say, heavy and difficult decisions need to be created. Each and every opportunity that presents itself to you automatically will always be the appropriate opportunity to allow you to most effortlessly express yourself as the idea you know you are. The universe works that way when you let it. So simply realize that while there are many techniques that will allow you to release yourself to a point where you know that your attitude and perspective and your desire are enough to attract to you opportunities to represent what does excite you in life, action upon those opportunities is also necessary to allow them to physically manifest in your reality. For it is a being of action that you are. It is a world of action that you are in. The spiritual realm is all well and good to allow yourself to feel expanded into. But do not deny the physical reality as a part of the spiritual realm, which it is. Remember, in many of your so-called spiritual quests, many of you think that denying physicality is the idea of expanding into a spiritual quest. But it is in actual fact the inclusion of the physical reality that allows you to exist as an expanded being on all levels. For your spirit is not literally in your body. Your body is your spirit in physical terms. You are spirit. You are consciousness. Everything you do is an act of spirit. Is life itself an act of love? You are made of love. Include the physical world in your spiritual realm, and then it will be very easy for you to allow the things you usually attribute to the spiritual realm to be able to manifest in your physical realm as well, because you will not be creating a separation between two levels. It will simply be different expressions of the same realm. All is within spirit in that sense. Are you all following along?
Yes.
Then at this time, we will extend to you our appreciation for allowing us to function as ambassadors of our world, while you are choosing to function as ambassadors of your own world. And at this time, allow me to ask, how may I serve you?
Bashar.
Hey.
Hi, I'm really glad to be here. I had this pain that's been in my, solar plexus for a number of years. And last week I spent in the hospital because the pain got so severe that I was rolled up into a ball and couldn't get straightened out.
What is your physical age?
27.
All right, continue.
And when I went into the hospital, they did all these tests, and they thought it was pancreatitis, and they did all these tests and couldn't find that it was that, and now they're looking for lupus. And the thing is that they haven't come up with any answers, and I've gone through a lot of tests, a lot of x-rays. They've taken blood, every day for a week practically, and they still don't know what it is. And my question to you is, am I going to find out what this is, or is there something I can do, or some guidance you can send me to go to? Because I'm frustrated. I want to trust the doctors, but I'm really frustrated.
You can trust whatever your belief system attracts to you to be representative of what you need to learn about yourself. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the things you attract to your belief systems can allow you to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the things you most often believe in are not necessarily the things you prefer to believe in from this point forward. You follow me?
Yes.
You are changing, as many of you are changing, the structure of the society in which you exist, and the parameters in which you have existed in the past are no longer necessarily that which holds you, that which guides you. You are your own structure in that way, and you can determine for yourself any manifestation, any realization, and the transformation of any manifestation in your life. Even if what you call your medical practitioners seem to be able to cure you, you are simply, with your belief system, believing enough in them to allow you to cure yourself. You follow me? Mm-hmm. Now, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are you doing in your life what excites you the most?
I don't know.
You don't know. Do you have any idea at all of something that would excite you above and beyond what you are doing in your life now? Is there anything in your life now that excites you?
Children.
Children, all right. In what way?
I like to be with children. I'm spending time with them and communicating with them.
Communicating what?
Listening to them tell me things, learning from them.
All right. Is this what you do, as you say, in your language for a living?
No.
Why not?
Well, I work at a school.
Well.
And there are children there.
All right.
I'm working in finance right now, which I've done for many years, and which, does not excite me.
All right. Then why not work in what excites you? So that you can allow yourself to become the future you. The future you is more often than not connected to you through the solar plexus, the energy gate. And in this way, if you impose a constriction upon it, then your desires in attempting to flow through that gate can cause pain. If you are willing to trust that what excites you the most in life is what you can most effortlessly do and most effortlessly be supported at doing, you can open the gate, let the energy flow, trust that you can become the future you. There will be no more dichotomy between the old you and the new you. You will be the one you need to be, functioning in the way you know represents who you are, and then you can alleviate the friction and the constriction caused by your closing of that gate out of doubt, out of fear that perhaps you will not be successful at what interests you in life, at what excites you in life.
So you don't, so you don't think this pain is a physical problem? You think, or
there will always be a physical representation of anything you create, but every physical manifestation stems from your belief systems first.
Okay.
Always. So, perhaps one way to get in touch with this idea is to ask yourself, when you do create pain, how does it serve you? What have you learned about yourself by having the pain? Name one thing that you have learned by having the pain. Well, all right, I'll name the first one.
Okay.
You will name the second one. The first one can be as simple as recognizing you no longer desire or prefer pain in your life.
That's true. That's very true.
What is the second?
I'd like to figure out how to get rid of it and not have it not come back.
That is not what I asked you.
What is the
What
second
have
thing
you
that
learned by having it?
That it's not positive, that it doesn't serve me
All right.
in any positive way.
All right. Now, this idea you have shared that excites you, in what way can you see yourself expressing the idea of working with children, if that is what excites you the most, above and beyond anything else you can imagine? In what way can you see yourself expressing it that you are not expressing it now?
Probably teaching.
Well,
I'm not doing it now.
well, you can.
Yeah.
Can you not?
Yeah.
In your imagination, in your belief system, what do you think prevents you from doing what you want?
I would have to go to school and be not self-supporting during that time to be able to learn, to be able to get a credential, to be able to go and teach.
Why do you believe that?
The way things are.
One moment!
No?
There is no such thing as the way things are. Now, we recognize that your society agrees to do many things in a certain way. There are always exceptions to those rules. You can be one. If you are willing to believe strongly enough that if there is something in life that excites you above and beyond anything else, and the typical way to go about being able to do that does not excite you, that is your sign that there must be another way. Again, the universe does not do extraneous and pointless things, and you would not have the ability to be excited about something without having the ability to do that thing. And if there are methodologies that you are aware of that do not excite you, that would allow you to do that thing, then that is your signal that there must also be methodology somewhere that would fit into what excites you to allow you to do that thing.
Okay.
You are simply not allowing your imagination to be as expanded as it could be. Now, let me share an idea with you, if I may.
Yes, please.
The physical channel before you. Do you recognize that the physical channel before you is doing something, allowing us to channel to you, that in a sense, looked at in your society from a fundamental level, could be said to require a credential? You follow me?
Yes.
And yet the path, the circumstances involved in allowing the physical channel to arrive at the point where they could allow us to channel to you, involve none of that. None of your typical ways of manifesting the ability to do what many individuals in your society think they need the credentials to do. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
There are many ways as there are individuals, as many ways as you can imagine there are. But the idea, you see, that makes it most wonderful and most simple is that if you simply know, A, what excites you the most, and B, are willing to act upon any opportunity that presents itself to you in your life that excites you above and beyond any other opportunity at any given moment that you are capable of acting on, you will simply, automatically attract to yourself the methods, the routes, and the circumstances that will let you become what you wish to become. Automatically. The details will all take care of themselves. Whatever represents the path of least resistance in allowing you to become what you desire to become is what you will let into your life.
Okay.
It is only your assumption that you have to have this, you have to have that, and you have to do it this way and that way in order to be able to do what excites you. Now, in many circumstances as well, the expectations that set up the apparent limitations in your life also come from the way you are defining what you wish to do. Fundamentally, there are many circumstances, many situations in which you can teach, learn, and share with children other than what you colloquially call your scholastic structure.
Right.
So if it is simply the fulfillment of the idea that will excite you, let it come into your life in whatever way will represent the essence of the idea, the essence of the interaction, and do not assume that it has to manifest in what you call your scholastic structure. Mm-hmm. Would it really make a difference to you whether it did or not, as long as you could do what you really wanted to do?
No, not really.
All right. Then begin to remove the assumptive definitions of how you have been taught to think the primal experience you seek needs to represent itself. Because any primal experience can represent itself in a number of situational definitions. Mm-hmm. It does not have to be the situational definitions you have been taught to think are the only avenues for that outpouring. You follow me?
Yes.
Let your imagination expand. All you need to do is at any given moment, act upon whatever opportunities point in that direction that are available for you to act upon. If nothing seems apparent, then all you need to do is act upon any other thing that excites you in any given moment that you are capable of acting on, because excitement is a thread. It leads to all other things in your life that excite you.
Okay.
Is any of this making sense to you?
Yes, thank you.
How do you feel?
Better.
Yes? Do you feel a little lighter?
Mm-hmm.
Little more breathing room?
Yes.
That is all you need, is a little breathing room in here, to allow the breath of life in and out, to allow yourself to be the future you now. You follow me?
Yes. Yes.
Does this assist you?
Yes, thank you very much.
You will continue to expand, explore, and understand these ideas, and they will become more and more familiar to you beginning this night of your time in your dream reality. They will sink in, take root, take hold. You follow me?
Yes.
Enjoy and pleasant dreams.
Thank you.
Thank you for your sharing. Sharing?
Bashar.
Yay!
Hi, it's nice to talk with you.
And you?
I have a question.
All right.
You talk about being excited by things, and
Hey,
part of my problem is that I get excited about so many things that
That
I
is
get
all
very,
right.
very confused about what I want to do.
well, that is all right.
It doesn't
What
feel all
of
right.
all the things that do excite you are you capable of doing at any given moment?
Only one.
Well, narrows it down a bit, doesn't it?
Yes.
Then understand all you need to do is act on that one, and it will lead into circumstances that will give you the time necessary to act on all the other things. They will all fall into perfect timing if they are all representative of aspects of an overall idea that excites you. Then they are aspects that will enhance each other, not exclude each other. Let them occur in your life at whatever timing is necessary. Let it be obvious by simply looking around and seeing which ones you are capable of doing anything at all about at any given moment. The ones you are capable of doing something about, do something about it. When you get to a point where you can no longer do anything about that, look around and see if getting to that point has given you capability to do something about some of the others you are excited about at that point. And bit by bit, step by step, you will bring them all up to the same level. In perfect timing. You follow me?
I do.
What?
Well, my real question is...
Oh, the real question.
The real question is... The other question is...
Yes.
2 weeks ago, my father passed away.
Yes.
And since... From that time, my confusion about what I want to do has increased to a point where I'm unable to do anything.
All right. Now, one moment. First of all, understand once again that confusion in your terms is not necessarily a negative scenario. Confusion, co-fusion, fusion with more of yourself. The idea of confusion that seems to be negative to many of you is because you think you have to, as an analytical ego consciousness, always have a handle on exactly what's going on or you feel lost.
Very true.
But the idea is that if you recognize what confusion is for, it is to allow you an opportunity to sit back, relax, and take stock of the fact that you have many more opportunities, pathways, and avenues open to you than you previously thought. Co-fusion, fusion with more probable realities that you can become. It is a limbo state, a take-stock state, a crossroad state. But a crossroad doesn't have to be negative. It gives you an opportunity to understand, look how far you are branching out now. Look at how many more avenues you can become, you can explore, you can experience. Confusion does not have to be a negative experience. Again, understand, there are no inherently negative experiences. There are no inherently positive experiences. There are neutral experiences, and what you get out of them is the belief about them you put into them. If this is to you a negative idea, oh, you're confused? Everyone knows that it's negative. Everyone. Not everyone knows that. And if you are willing to understand that just because there is confusion in your life, that it is an opportunity for you to look at it as a positive experience as well, you will extract a positive effect out of it. Positive in, positive out. Negative in, negative out. That's the way it works. Because all circumstances are neutral, empty, zero, blank. Just props. Just a situation. That's all. So allow yourself to learn, to redefine all circumstances in your life in a positive direction, in a positive attitude. There must be a positive reason for why I am experiencing what I am experiencing. What can I get out of it in a positive understanding? And it will come. Sooner or later, it will come. It is that easy. It is that simple. Now, the passage, as you say, of your father in that way gave you an opportunity to expand your horizons in a different way, but analogous to the fact that he has expanded his. You are in step, you are in sync, you are expanding, going through gates, going through doorways, transforming, evolving. You are simply empathizing, in a sense, with him in a way, because his belief systems in physical life have created a momentary disorientation in the non-physical life. And you are similarly disoriented. But that's all. Just disoriented. But again, there's nothing inherently negative about being disoriented. When you are disoriented, that is your opportunity to reorient to whatever you wish, now that you have unlocked from what you used to think was true.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me?
I follow you. The thing that I'm having the most trouble with is going back to work. I haven't been able to go to work for 2 weeks.
Is the work you are doing something that excites you? Hesitation.
Well, I'm hesitating because where I work and the job that I do I like, but the particular project that I'm working on now I don't like.
All right. Again, no matter what the details, can you allow yourself to believe that you will be able to attract into your life a circumstance, a situation, maybe in the same area you are in, maybe not, but whatever it is, it will feel correct and be supported.
Yes.
If you follow what excites you. Now, when you say, all right, you like where you are, you like your job, again, are you answering the question, is that, whether you like it or not, what truly excites you the most in life?
No.
What does?
I want to work with animals.
Well then, you will be supported if you go and do so.
It's very hard for me to believe that if I just go and quit my job, everything will be okay.
All right, it's hard for you to believe. But it's your choice to believe that it's hard for you to believe that. You are choosing to believe it is a difficult thing to do. I can do this. Guarantee to you 100% that if you do anything that you are truly excited about doing and do it 100%, you will be supported. Because you always are. You are never not supported by the universe 100%. Just depends upon what your definition of the 100% is that you are doing. If you are doing 100% belief that you must do a job you only like, the universe will support you 100% behind giving to you circumstances that you will like. And that's it. But if you are willing to know that you will not be doing anything differently in terms of the mechanical approach, but just differently in terms of what you allow the mechanics of the universe to support you in by changing what you like to what you love, the universe sees no difference in that. If you choose to go from doing what you like to doing what you love, the universe will support you 100% by attracting into your life all the circumstances that support you in doing what you love, just as strongly as it attracted into your life all the things that supported you in doing what you like when you were doing that. The universe only supports you to whatever level you are willing to go. But changing that level involves no new mechanism. You do not have to learn how to do anything you are not doing now. All you need to do is redefine where you want the mechanism to support you. That is it. And it will work just as flawlessly as it is working now, giving you what you believe you can have, what you are capable of doing. You know you are capable, beyond a shadow of a doubt, of doing something you like to do.
Yes.
But you are not yet willing to believe that you are capable, beyond a shadow of a doubt, of doing something you love to do. You follow me?
Yes.
When you simply know there is no reason to distinguish between the two, you will allow yourself to let it be all right to do what you love to do, and the universe will say, if that's what you want, here it is.
I can't wait.
Don't. It is guaranteed 100%. That's the way the universe works. It always has, it always will. It supports you behind whatever you trust most strongly. Always. So if things in your life, in your terminology, are mediocre, it is supporting you 100% behind your belief in mediocrity. That is all there is to it. Believe in ecstasy. It will support you. With no more effort than it supports you now. It is up to you. Has that assisted you?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Pleasant dreams to you as well.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you.
I'd like to have two questions. One is in regards to palm trees.
Palm trees.
Yeah, I heard a little dissertation you gave on pine trees one time, and for some reason the vibrations of palm trees, just the lines, really excite me, and I was wondering if you could tell me anything about palm trees.
They are, in many ways, that which forms a natural shelter, a natural roof. They are providers, in many ways. Provider of natural sustenance, provider of natural environment. They are, in many ways, antenna that can radiate and attract certain types of energy that allow you to be relaxed, open, and easy in your movements, swaying in the breeze. You follow me?
Yes.
It is no accident that these particular trees appear in areas where they are relied upon specifically for the abundance they can provide in many ways. And in those areas it is almost all that is necessary. For you will recognize that almost everywhere they appear, there is a scarcity of any other kind of shelter or support. You follow me?
Yes.
There is an openness to the movement of the individual in those areas. They are provided for. They have the antennas that attract all that is necessary as an energy, as a canopy, as an oasis. You follow me?
Yes.
What
Okay.
else?
My second question is branches off of that. The palm trees are one of the things that really excite me, the lines of the palm trees.
Okay.
And this brings me to something that I do that is for pure excitement. And I just love doing it, and I could stay up doing it forever. And I would like to find a way to, I will find a way.
Thank you. One more time. I am the way I will find.
I am the way I will find.
Yes.
To incorporate that into being supportive of in some way. It's just so exciting to me
Yes.
to do it.
Symbolically recognized in the structure and shape of what you call the palm tree, that they do not need the idea of the radiating branches. They are a spiral that starts at a base and leads all the way directly to the top. Straight and true in that sense. They do not need to diverge or differentiate. They are a very direct line to the idea of the energies of abundance and higher self-consciousness.
Okay, I didn't. Actually, I was getting so excited thinking about how excited I get doing it. I do shadows with them, and the shadows are what attracts me. Everywhere I go, I'm seeing shadows, and actually the light reflecting on things is very attractive too. But I see a shadow and I put the paper behind it and I draw around the light and then I color in where the light was. Instead of like making another shadow, I make it a negative space.
All right.
And the spaces and the shapes just like really...
Can be a doorway through which you can walk with your imagination. Become the tree. Find out what it is like to be that energy. Then you will know all there is to know about being that idea and what it represents. Become the tree in your imagination. You can.
Okay, I guess I'm more curious about the shadows and the shapes. And
become the tree and you will understand all aspects of it.
Well, I guess I'm saying not just with trees, with anything, any kind of shapes and spaces.
They function as doorways from what you call your normal universe into another. The negative spaces through which you can walk.
Thank you.
You follow me?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. You are also discovering the ideas about what you have for so long considered to be the shadows within you. You are bringing them into the light. Thank you. Sure.
Good evening, Bashar.
Andrew.
Speak up, Boris. I want to hear you.
In Jim Hertog's book, The Keys of Enoch, he alludes to thresholds and doorways through which we can pass to a greater consciousness, a higher consciousness.
Yes.
And 3 nights ago, you said that tonight was that sort of a night, that tonight was a special night, a threshold.
We said your 15th.
That's tonight, is it not?
Tomorrow.
Well, sorry. You said happy birthday, and I wondered if you could describe a little bit more fully, or amplify that, or tell us more about what could happen to us.
Anything.
All right.
Anything at all. It is a collective consciousness gate. Now remember what we told you about the idea of passing through the gate. That will tell you all you need to know. The idea being that if you already imagine that the you will be is already on the other side of the gate, and that the you are now will stay on this side, so that you will pass the idea of yourself through the gate and allow it to alter in whatever way, shape, or form represents what you desire to be on the other side of the gate. And then from that point forward, that is the you will be. Literally. We are not speaking figuratively, philosophically. We are speaking literally. You will be the person you desire to be on the other side of the gate. By creating that you there now and transferring the essence of your consciousness to that you and leaving the persona you are now here, back in third density.
Is this phenomena created by a planetary configuration?
It is created by you. It may be represented by planetary configurations, but it is created by you.
But you're saying you collectively on the date of the 15th of March is what I'm getting at.
It is a general vibratory gate that all of you or most of you have agreed to amplify with your consciousness. It is representative of the patterns of your consciousness. The 15th of March is where the majority of them overlap. You understand the idea you usually refer to as biofeedback, biorhythms?
Yes.
You have seen the different cycles of the different areas, and you know there are times when they all overlap into a crest or a trough, yes?
Yes.
This is one of those overlaps of all the vibratory rhythms of your society on that date.
Can you tell us when the last one was?
Of this magnitude, what you call your October 31st, November 1st.
Of this past year?
Every year.
Oh, fantastic. All right.
Use it as you will, because there is much energy in that gate. It is like everyone gets together and brings all the water they have and pours it into a communal pool. Out of that you can dip what you need, because it is now all mixed. You can take and know that you are taking specifically what it is you need out of that communal pool. And there will be enough for everyone. But you are allowing all these energies to blend and to merge so that you can redefine who you are on the other side of that gate. You follow me?
Yes, I do.
Does that assist you?
Very much. Thank you.
Enjoy.
I have one other short question, if I may. We've talked a lot about dolphins. And as you know, because of the nature of my work, I've tried to stay as closely grounded as possible in my work with dolphins. The other day I was interviewed by UFO magazine, specifically on the possibilities and the potentials of dolphins communicating with extraterrestrials. And Dr. Hertog also has said that this was the year that this was all going to happen, that the meeting was going to take place, that it would become apparent, that it would manifest.
This is the year of manifestation.
So I wondered if you could comment on that. Is there anything that we can do to facilitate this and to perhaps record it and quantify it so that more people will understand that it's happened?
That is up to you. Interact with them as much as you desire. I'm speaking to all of you. Interact with the dolphins. Learn to communicate with them empathically, and you will understand how they communicate with extraterrestrials empathically. And then you will be able to receive the same messages telepathically. And whoever needs to understand it will understand it. Follow your instinct.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sharon.
Yes. Hello, Bashar.
And to you.
They're just moving the chair for me. Okay, thank you. On about December 17th, 1986, upstate New York, I had experienced something extraordinary. The next day, my boyfriend came, and I saw some things outside, and I brought him over, and I said to him, "Now see," and he could not see any of it, and I was quite upset. Now, I know what I saw, right?
But you are a slightly different vibratory frequency than he is. And you can only see what you are the vibration of.
Okay, well, now I understood that, except that he happened to be here tonight. He flew from New York last night. And he's here. I'm so glad, because I asked him to come on Thursday, but he had all those reasons not to come.
It's up to him.
But Friday he arrived last night, and then I found out that it's happening here tonight, and he's here. So he's seeing what's going on tonight. No, but anyway, I wanted to know. I know who they were, but I don't know the planets. I wanted. Reticulum?
Zeta Reticulum, the star system as you call it in your society.
Were they robots, like?
They seem to be, but they are not really literally robots.
Okay,
they seem to be because, in a sense, they have what you might colloquially refer to as a hive mentality, wherein all the bodies are representations of a unified, linked mentality.
They were staring at me.
They often do, with their very large, dark eyes.
Yes. I did take a half of a shotgun, because I didn't know how to put a shotgun together, and I walked from window to window.
There was nothing you truly needed to fear.
But then the messages came through, and the information started to come through. And my boyfriend, I think, is realizing it now a little bit, because he knows that something did happen to me.
Are you familiar now with what you call the literature in your society that has, of recently surfaced, communion?
Oh, yes, I read it already.
Similar.
I read it 3 weeks ago, really.
You will find, as we have said, that now in your year 1987, many individuals that have had experiences and involve what you might call forgotten or lost time will now begin to remember. You have had more than the one or two experiences you recall.
Oh yes, when I was always, I was always called unusual and different, crazy, or whatever they wanted to label me.
Yes, although understand that many of the things that are usually termed crazy in your society is becoming quite the norm.
I know.
Maybe you have to redefine crazy now.
No, I always knew. Now, I have one more question. I always felt like I did not belong anywhere.
We understand.
No, but really, and like it was hard for me to recall past life, and I almost like just tried to do it. But then when this thing happened to me upstate, a lot of memory came through.
Yes.
And I saw my birth, and I saw the purpose of me being here. And so, is it true? Is it true?
Define the purpose, if you realize you understand.
The purpose to learn and to shed light and to help others to see the forces.
And to be who you are.
And to be me, because I chose it.
Yes!
Yeah, I know that. But sometimes I feel homesick.
Oh, all right. But understand, none of you, in a sense, are original to the planet you are on. Some of you may remember that more than others. And you may go through a transitional period of thinking you belong somewhere else. But you know, if you chose to be where you are, this is your home too. Allow yourself the recognition of the vibration that feels like home, and then through your service, let that vibration be created where you are. So this, as other civilizations, to allow this to be their home too, with you, so that it is all blending, so that everywhere, every civilization can be your home, can be their home.
Yes.
Create heaven on earth.
Yes.
It is up to you. We thank you for your willingness of what you have chosen.
Thank you.
Thank you for your boldness in that way. Remember simply, every individual chooses to believe what at any given moment is correct for them to believe. Everyone is a different path. Everyone is a different way. No one else has to believe as you, and in that way, you do not have to believe as anyone else. As long as you know you are functioning within your integrity, within your love, allow all others to express their love and their integrity in the way they wish to.
Thank you. But one more question. Would they land again, since it's a perfect landing site for them? I know they landed there before, because there was a reason why we bought the house 8 months ago. I just love the grounds, not the house really, but the grounds and the little pond. Would they come back?
Yes.
Yes, like I feel like October and December.
Yes.
Right? I would
Strongly in September, October.
September, October.
Strongly in October, yes.
Right. Like October 19th.
Our perception is the 22nd.
Close.
But that fluctuates and is always variable. Simply draw yourself wherever you feel so drawn at any given moment. You do not need to structure it quite that rigidly. It will flow. Oh yes. You are creating your own destiny in that way by agreement, and therefore, since it is your destiny as you have created it, you will never miss a date with destiny by definition. So simply relax. You don't have to watch for it. You will know when the timing is correct, and you will be always where you need to be.
Would Warren will be able to see it, my boyfriend?
Maybe. Depends. Now, that person has other connections other than what you have. Some of them may be activated between now and then, perhaps more in dream reality. But the connections for that individual are simply different. The connections you each have and the differences in those connections enhance each other's connections in many ways, but they are different for him than they are for you. Let them occur at whatever rate, in whatever way they need to for him, just as they are unfolding naturally for you. Support and love each other with the unconditional love that you do have for each other, and simply know that there are reasons for why anything exists in any relationship you co-create. Let them play themselves out in natural time. No need to worry about this or that.
Oh, good. Thank you so much.
Oh, I've done nothing. Thank you for creating it. Sure.
Good day, Bashar.
Good day.
I've been lately getting very, very excited working with crystals.
All right.
And Thursday evening, after listening to your channeling, I went home and meditated in the bathtub with approximately 144 crystals or more. So
was it crowded?
It was lovely.
All right.
And I enjoyed all of the energy. And I have chosen to program 7 crystals.
All right. Before you go on,
okay.
You do know that the energy is from you, yes?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Yes. And I said verbally out loud, and then I went inside of the crystal to use as a tool to connect with your spacecraft and any other beings out there that I would be able to communicate and share love with and whatever should come up. And after a while of laying in the grids for a while, then I found a double terminated, 7-point double terminated crystal and put on my third eye with a headband around it and laid in bed and got excited about that. A little while longer, I heard a voice inside of me say, "Karen, look out the window." And as I did, I got very excited and I saw, I think, a spacecraft shaped in a triangle with 2 lights in the bottom. I wasn't sure if that was it or not, so I said, "Would you please circle around and come around again so I can see you?" And 10 minutes later, nothing happened, and 10 minutes later, before that, I saw lights flashing in the sky. And 10 minutes later, an airplane went by. That was a normal airplane, so it looked like an airplane, so I...
You had a comparison.
A comparison. Was it? And if it wasn't, can you give me a tool to help?
In a sense, it was, but it was not in your dimension. It was more that you were looking through an astral window and seeing the essential template that represents that craft. Those shapes, that craft, basically are of ours and other civilizations. Now, it also functions as a window in and of itself. It functions as a concept, as an idea. It is in and of itself what you saw, even as a craft, a crystal, a master crystal. But our spacecraft are crystalline metallic structures that are, in your terms, grown on energy templates. They are crystals in and of themselves, the craft. You follow me?
Yes.
So you utilize the idea, the notion, the imagination of the crystalline concept to form an identification with another aspect, an elevated aspect of the same notion. So in that sense, it was a craft. But at that point, it was more of an energy construct rather than what you would call in your physical dimension a solid reality. And it came from you, and it came from other levels. It was a co-creation, a co-recognition, a co-identification of that energy. Something to identify with. You follow? Can act as a symbol for you. Think of it any time you wish, and you will automatically place your dial back on the proper frequency to use that gate. It is an image you can use as a symbol in that way, which will orient you to the vibrations you can use most effortlessly in your creation of the crystallization of your own consciousness in your world. And will take you many places.
Oh boy, can't wait. Thank
Don't.
You. Oh, I won't.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much. Surely.
Hello, Bashar. I'm very pleased to be with you tonight. Thank you for being with us.
And you. We thank you for allowing us to experience the beauty of your collective consciousness. Continue.
Thank you. I have a friend that you know. Her name is Janayat. She attended several of your sessions and she dropped the body on the 30th of October last year. And while I was sitting on the couch, all of a sudden it dawned on me that she had a message. She came into my space and I realized that she had a message probably for me and probably for many of the people that are here because she was a friend to many of us.
Then do share it.
No, I would like you to give me the message. I would like you to contact her and get that message for us.
Can you not feel the idea of the relief? That individual used the last energy gate to make that transition. And in that way, the individual is now far more expanded. The basic message is simply one of joy, one of release, one of expansion, one of allowance. One that allows you to know that what you feel in the heart, in life, is what you are all about. Leap for joy. Jump for joy. Transcend all the limitations you impose upon yourself. For that individual has jumped right in to their higher self. The message basically that is being sent back is that you do not have to wait to make that transition in order to be the higher self now in physical reality.
It's wonderful.
You follow me?
Yes. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Now you have the capacity to know, to feel these ideas. You do not need me to translate them in that way.
Well,
you are connected. You are connected Trust your instincts. Trust the feeling. Trust the motion, the emotion, energy, motion that it instills within you.
You are right, and I need to trust more myself. But I thought also that the communication was for many of the people, or all the people that were here also.
But you could have delivered it just as easily.
Maybe.
All right, maybe. It is up to you.
Okay.
But we do thank you for co-creating the idea with us.
Thank you.
Pleasant dreams to you as well.
Hi.
Hi!
We met in Maui when you gave me some insight into the value of the terror of my birth and my choice to go through that experience.
All right.
Remember?
Yes.
And at the present time, I'd like you to comment on my relationship with Helene. It's been a 12-year relationship, very deeply loving aspects, some hassles, creativity in it. And at the present time, there's a question as to whether it will continue or whether it will dissolve, the appropriateness of which direction it should go in, and also whatever karmic aspects may be involved.
My.
All in one mouthful.
Thank you. First of all, do remember that any relationship once begun goes on forever, no matter what the definition of that relationship. Even if you never physically see each other again, that's the definition of your relationship. You are always in communication on some level, whether it be what you call telepathic, or consciousness, or astral, or causal. You are always in touch. You are always interrelating. Now, if in any relationship you allow it to be what it is for rather than what you think it should be, then it will usually be obvious as to the timing, the pacing, the definitions, the situations that can be manifested in that relationship. If you feel that there is something going on in your life that would, in your terminology, push you, lead you, lure you in a direction that will change the physical definition of the relationship, then simply allow your instincts to guide you in the sense of whether or not that direction is now what is most truly representative of the vibration that you are. You will still be in the relationship even if you move. It will simply transform into whatever version of the relationship it needs to be to represent the new step, the new level, the new idea of what you are being. We are not saying that this means you will physically separate, but if that is what it leads to, allow yourself to recognize that it happens for a reason if you are simply always following what excites you the most. And if that is a natural occurrence of doing so, following your integrity, then that is what needs to occur. You follow?
Yes.
It does not mean that it is in your terms permanent.
Mm-hmm. How do you handle it if one person feels it should terminate and the other one doesn't?
Again, decide that the viewpoints are either being representative of integrity or being representative of fear. One way or the other. And it can be either. A person can think something should continue out of fear, and they can know that it will continue out of integrity. An individual can think that something should end out of fear, or simply know that it will change and transform out of the integrity. There are many ways to look at it. Again, remember, no situation has built-in meaning. So examine together why each of you think that it's going in the direction that it's going. What it is that will accomplish in your life, what you will get out of it if it goes one way or another. Examine both ways. There is no need to fear a true, open, and honest examination of all the possible ways any relationship could transform, because you simply know inherently within you that no matter which way it does transform will serve the reason why you have created the relationship to begin with. So do not fear which way it will transform, and do not insist that it must transform in a certain way. Examine all the probable ways it can, or that you feel it might transform, and see what each and every one of those ways does for letting the relationship be what it is. Do you follow me?
Thank you.
Does that assist you?
I think so. The benefit that I derived from my birth, which you clearly clarified to me, the kind of thing I approach now if I think of going off by myself in this situation.
Yeah.
I have no living relatives, nobody basically in the world except myself. to a very large degree.
All right.
And that's a little scary.
Now, does not mean you are alone.
No, I'm sure. But there is an element of fear and loneliness.
Well, that is your own creation.
Yeah.
It is not inherently there. Remember, an individual in your society very perceptively pointed out the advantage of choosing to look at your word alone from another perspective. It can be the word alone, or it can be all one. Now, choose which way you feel the word to represent who you are, and you will either feel alone or all one. And in many ways, alone, in and of itself, does not have to be negative. So, as you go through your physical life, know that you are alone as the creator. You are the one idea that creates your experiential reality. But at the same time, being alone in that way does not mean you are isolated from creation. You are connected to all of creation. This is simply the habit of your society, to think in terms of this or that. If I'm alone, I'm not connected to anything. If I'm connected to everything, I'm not alone. It is always both. You are always alone as the one you are, and you are always all one with everything. Always. Again, it is the idea of the coin. No such thing as a one-sided coin. Any polarity, any dichotomy, any opposites that you are examining, any paradox, is one single event with two polar aspects. But one aspect, existence, always implies the existence of the other aspect. It does not occur one without the other. So anytime you feel alone in a negative sense, it is just you choosing to look at that particular aspect from that point of view. Your ability to even consider the concept of being alone implies your ability to just as easily switch into the concept of being all one. For one cannot exist without the other side. So it is up to you, your perspective, your outlook, your point of view, as to what you are focusing on. Nothing inherently brings negative loneliness. All attitude, all perspective. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello!
I was kind of leery about you, but I think you are great now.
Does not
I
really
met you the
matter.
first time, so you forgive me my feeling toward you.
There is nothing to forgive, for it is not in that sense important what you think of us. We are not here to prove anything to anyone. We have no need for you to believe in us. We are simply here to assist you in believing in yourself.
That's wonderful. My question is you. Last year I have, before I went vacation, I have a dream. And I dream that an Indian medicine man come to me and open my hands and give me the crystal. Ever since this point of my life change, I'm obsessed to study toward of the flowers, toward of the herbs.
Well, you are a healer and have been many times.
And that's what I want to know. I did a lot of different healings already. And I want to know if I'm supposed to go on this path and supposed to...
well, does it excite you?
Yes.
Well, that's your answer.
Excite me. I want to do it. I want
Then
to do
do
more.
it. Do it.
But I'm afraid I not have the power coming to me.
No. Understand. Being excited about it is your signal that you have the power. Otherwise, you wouldn't be excited.
Oh, great. I believe in myself. And then when
That is all you need to do. Excitement is your sign from the universe.
And it's always coming through.
Yes, use it.
Okay,
Use
that's
it.
what I want to know, if I can use it. I have those.
You do not have to ask that question. If it excites you, that's your answer. Yes, you can use it, or it wouldn't excite you. Excitement is the signal that you have the ability to use what excites you.
That's great.
It is that simple. The universe works that easily.
I'm going to Indian Medicine Conference.
You will have a great impact.
Oh, great. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for being willing to express yourself in that balancing way.
Please help me. Be with me. Well, I need it.
You have access to the infinite energy of creation itself. You are a facet of the multi-dimensional crystal of the infinite creator. If you know what you are, if you know how you wish to express your service and your love, that knowledge is enough to know that you will be able to express yourself in that way, and you will have more than enough energy. You will be supported, uplifted by the whole that you are serving. Serving the whole allows the whole to serve you. You follow me?
Yes, I do.
So enjoy. Be the light you know you are. Shine brightly. Ecstasy is your birthright. You can show others. Ecstasy is their birthright as well. For remember, any healer is actually allowing another individual to heal themselves. You are creating with them an atmosphere in which you allow them to be willing to recognize their own connection to the infinite creator and center themselves. Any time you center and balance within your idealized idea, you are healed of any imbalance. Because all imbalances are you holding yourself out of balance. As a natural being, you are not out of balance. So any imbalance, any dis-ease that exists within you is your decision, your choice to hold yourself out of balance. So when you heal someone else, what you are doing is providing for them an opportunity, setting up an atmosphere for them of love and trust. Seeing the love and trust in your eyes lets them know you believe in their ability to recognize themselves as another facet of infinite creation. So in allowing them to recognize that, they will let go of the tension, let themselves, not make, let themselves rebalance, and they will be healed. And that is how you can serve them.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Do all wish a short break. Then enjoy, and we will resume contact momentarily. How's it going? All right, I'll say. Continue.
Bashar,
Hey.
first of all, I'd like to compliment you on being here for us and your willingness to answer questions on the universe.
We are only reflecting back to you what you really already know in many ways. We compliment and congratulate each and every one of you in being willing to co-create such an interaction with us, so that, aside from many other things, day by day, bit by bit, your civilization and our civilizations become that much closer to being able to interact in many open and face-to-face manners.
When you first spoke this evening, you mentioned that we were all ambassadors.
Aye.
And that is an idea that has been coming to me strongly for some time. And it is exciting.
Hey, I find it so.
Yeah, great. But what also happens with me is that it seems like I'm being catapulted into that position faster than I'm ready for.
Oh, no. Cannot happen. You are never given anything you are not ready to handle. Never. Only your assumption that you are not ready makes it seem as if you have to apply the brakes, as you say. But anything you receive is your signal that you are quite ready to handle it. Again, remember, the universe cannot do pointless and extraneous things, and neither can you in that sense. Therefore, anything you feel is a sign of your capacity. You follow me?
Yes.
All you need is the trust to believe in yourself. And you will find you are more than capable of handling anything that comes into your life. Nothing, in a sense, is ever not within its timing. You can create the assumption that it is not. And it is that assumption that may make it seem to be the experience that it is not. But only the assumption does so. And if you remove that assumption and assume that you can handle it, you will find yourself capable of doing so. They are self-perpetuating prophecies. That is all.
All right. I would like your advice on a few things.
Okay.
I see, what excites me is communicating to the entire universe.
Okay.
What steps I see exciting first is learning before I take the step. But it seems like my communicating is coming first, but I want to learn first.
You are always learning and always teaching. Everyone is an equal teacher, an equal learner, makes you an equal sharer. And you will learn by doing. That is how you learn most quickly. By doing the thing you wish to learn about, in whatever way you are capable of doing it first.
Okay. The thing I want to do and learn at the same time is something that comes strongly to me to ask you about this evening. I both would like to be physically at a UFO station where I could get help releasing different ego distortions.
Where do you think you are now? This format, for now, are what you refer to as UFO stations. This is the way in which we can interface with your society at this time. When the timing comes for us to be able to interact with you in other more blatant ways, you will be involved in that as well. But for now, you are at the UFO station. Although, of course, since you know who we are, it is an IFO station. Identified friendly object.
All right. Next on my agenda is in Yugoslavia, Mary is appearing, and
all manifestations of the collective consciousness and the collective soul and the collective spirit at this time will begin to manifest in the energy out of which you create your mentality, because you are blending as one consciousness, and so you will create reflections, as you will, in the electromagnetic energy that will mirror back to you the blending, the love, the communication that is now beginning to go on between all of you, among all of you.
Okay.
You are creating and attracting your own signs to represent the portions of yourself as a total collective being made out of all the beings on your planet that you are.
Could you elaborate on that a little bit more?
That identity you are referring to has its own consciousness, but it is also the product of the combination of all the consciousness upon your planet. And when all the consciousness upon your planet begins to wake up to the fact that it is one consciousness, you will create signs to represent that, to reflect back to you that awakening. To reflect back to you the portion of yourself you are integrating, the portion of yourself you are dealing with. The feminine collective consciousness of unconditional love. That is what that symbol represents.
Right. And I find that I'm trying to...
Trying?
Well, I'm working on opening
All right.
up the feminine...
You are opening it
I
up.
also want to match it in equality with the masculine.
You will. That is what this whole idea is all about.
All right.
That is what this transformational age upon your planet is all about.
Okay. And one of the things that I'm finding that's coming through me is that the way to get things in this universe is to ask it in a caring manner.
In a sense, yes.
And I would like to ask,
Go right ahead.
how we would go about having Mary manifest to us here.
Now understand something. You may or may not need that particular symbol. The idea you call Mary can manifest in many ways, and always the manifestation, or if you wish, the womanifestation, will be conducive to the symbols that any particular culture can use, can understand most strongly. It will not manifest in the same way everywhere, because that is not what represents the different cultures. And it is not that you have to ask for a specific representation in order to get the same energy, create the same energy.
Well, one of the things that draws me to that specific manifestation is that the sun that comes down heals, and
Then,
like this.
if you are attracted to that specific symbol, go to the place the symbol is apparent. You do not need, in that sense, to create it that way where you are. You can create it where you are, but it may not need to manifest in those symbolic terms. Those symbolic terms being more representative of the area in which it is appearing. In that way. It is appearing everywhere. But many of you do not recognize it because you think you need that type of a symbol to represent it by. The blending, the attitude in your culture to blend the masculine and feminine energies within yourself, that is also representative of that spirit, of that energy. It does not necessarily have to manifest in an externalized idea.
Well, what I'm looking for is the quickest route to.
The quickest route is to allow it to manifest in whatever way it needs to manifest in any given area, and to accept that way in you, or go where you wish to be if you wish to experience it in some other way.
Do I need to go there to equal it?
You do not need to. No.
That
No.
understanding and that
No.
love?
You are the understanding wherever, whenever you are, as soon as you wish to be.
Well, I wish to be now, but
Then you are. All you have to do is act like you are. Believe that you are, and act like you believe
what
it.
about the other beliefs that are outstanding?
Which other belief?
Anger, hate?
These ideas, if you are willing to integrate them, will no longer be experienced in that way.
I want to integrate them. That's why I'm asking to go on the UFO ship. That's why I'm asking for...
No. You are asking for externalized ideas. Integration takes place within you. You must decide to integrate them, and it is that decision that allows you to experience all the things you say you want to experience. Those externalized ideas are not what will create the integration. It is the integration which will create those externalized experiences. Know that that is the idea you want, the integration itself. Then integrate those ideas. Then you will lead yourself to experiences that are representative of the level of integration you are expressing. You have the power within you. None of that power will come from anywhere else. Ever. Now you may create a symbol, but when an individual creates a symbol, it means that the integration and the power has already been expressed within them. You follow me? Hate, anger. These ideas, if you know you are a centered being and a being of service, simply have no place in the definition that you are as an integrated being. They are the negative expressions of an energy you will still use, but you will use that energy in a positive way. Unconditional love. Anger, more often than not, is simply your society's way of aligning. When you see a given situation, when you see a given circumstance, and you have an angry reaction, that is simply your way of aligning with what you know to be true for you relative to the situation you are seeing. Hate is, in a sense, the polarization of love in many ways, but it is also, in many senses, an aspect of denial. It is a judgment, an invalidation that is placed upon love in many ways. It is actually not the true opposite of love. It is a polarity aspect of love. But the true opposite of love is not hate, it is guilt. Because love is complete self-deservability. Guilt is lack of self-worthiness. Hate still implies you deserve something, even if you are intimating it in a negative aspect. So, hate may be the negative polarity of the idea of love, but it is not the opposite of it in the direct sense. But these expressions will not manifest if you use the energy in positive ways. No one needs to hate anything. And your natural alignment that you call anger does not have to come out in a negative, angry way if you do not invalidate what you are experiencing that has allowed you to align. All of the negative expressions of emotionality come from invalidation of what you are experiencing. When you understand that all situations and all circumstances are for the purpose of allowing you to simply know what is true for you, and perhaps being able to reflect to other individuals what is true for you, to allow them the opportunity to change, to blend with your vibration if they choose to, not that they have to, but if they choose to, then nothing else in the world will affect you. Anytime you feel the idea of negative anger or hate in that way, you are simply choosing to buy into someone else's belief system. If they are expressing negativity, there is no reason that their expression of negativity has to affect your expression of positivity, unless you choose to buy into it. Look at the idea of the situations and circumstances around you as an offering. If you are offering positive reality, positive idea, unconditional love, and they are responding with negativity, then simply choose to look at it as a negative offering. And if it is not what you are all about, don't buy into it. No one, any exceptions? No, none. No one has the ability to force you to be any way. You must choose to agree to interact with them on their level. You must create anger, hate, rage, guilt, frustration, jealousy. You must choose to create those for yourself in order to feel them. Because all feeling is a reaction to a belief that exists first. There is no such thing as a feeling without a point of view that creates the feeling.
Okay, that's the point. I guess maybe I should direct exactly where I'm coming
No,
from.
right?
Like, the back of my spine is smashed in since I was 7 years old.
No, right?
My father laughed at me when it happened.
No, right?
I've had my jaw dislocated 3 times, my nose broken,
No, right?
hit by cars
Okay.
several times.
Okay.
It's like self-destruction, and I haven't been able to find any way to figure out what the belief is, and that's why I want help.
Oh.
Because I'm in pain everywhere I go.
All
I
right,
have trouble
all
telling
right.
people I'm in so much pain.
All right.
I'm just angry at the pain being.
Yes, yes,
angry
yes.
at whom I'd have caused it, or the stupid
Well,
thing that I
you
did.
did.
The stupid thing I did, hating myself back then.
All right, now, stop.
You know? What do I...
If you are going to have experienced these negative expressions, the first thing you can do in your favor is stop rebuking yourself for having created them. Because you are only adding more negativity to them. Look at all these negative experiences. I am stupid for having created them. That is compounding your difficulty. So first and foremost, from this point forward, the way to transform out of that is to let yourself be all right in having created it. You follow me?
Yes.
Now, once you allow yourself to let it be all right to have created it that way up to this point, then let yourself realize all of the things about having created it that way that you can realize about yourself. All the things you have learned, all the ideas you have bought into, examine them, look at them, discover what they were. Then, simply understand You are now deciding, consciously deciding, that whatever message needs to be delivered to you by life, you are willing to receive in the most effortless method possible. You will now agree to be open to receiving messages and will refuse no message, so that you will not have to beat yourself to pay attention to what it is you need to hear. There are other ways to get your attention. You do not have to take yourself through these experiences of these physical joltings. Now, you may only have been taught to equate spiritual jolting with a physical jolt. It may be a reaction mechanism within you. You no longer need that. You can allow anything to come into your life easily, softly, gently deliver the message to yourself. You do not have to smack yourself around in order to wake up. You can begin to know it is all right to treat yourself with the same unconditional love and respect that you know infinite creation gives you. There is nothing you have to do to earn the love of creation. There is no special thing you need to do to deserve creation's love. And that means your own love. Nothing special. Just by being who you are is enough to deserve all the love in the universe. Just because you exist. If the infinite creator believes you deserve to exist, treat yourself with the same respect. Know you deserve to exist and receive all the knowledge you need to receive in life in a way that lets you know you are loved. But it begins with understanding that you deserve that love and allowing yourself to love yourself, so that you do not in that way have to abuse yourself in order to learn what you think you need to learn. Now, some of this idea, some of it has been a carryover from some other lives, a momentum that you are now winding up, so to speak. But you can wind it up any time you wish. Right now, if you wish. The way to wind it up most easily is to stop looking outside yourself for the things that will allow you to be who you want to be. Be them, because you are the idea you imagine you can be. Act like you are what you imagine you want to be, and you will be it. That will create the experiences outside yourself, seemingly outside yourself, that will represent who you now are willing to believe you can be. You are only being rebounded from thing to thing, situation to situation, and bumped around because you are looking for the answers externally. They are always going to kick you back into the center of your being, because that's where the answers are.
I don't hear anything when I'm trying to go at the center of my being. It's just nothing.
Oh, it is quite a lot. There is much information in silence, if you are willing to listen in another way. Now, the reason you may think you are not hearing anything is again because of the way you have been taught to listen. You have been taught to place many strong expectations on how you think you need to hear it. Let us exercise your imagination right now, shall we? Are you sure?
Yes.
All right, it's up to you. Cannot force anything upon you. Right now, describe to me, if you were to go into the center of your being in a relaxed and balanced and meditative state, how do you imagine you would receive communication? What do you imagine would let you know you have received communication?
All my problems would dissolve.
All right. So you are saying that your answer would come in the event of your life itself. Very good. However, listen to your terminology. Problem. A problem, by your definition, is a situation that is difficult to change. A problem is a situation like any other situation. Your belief that it is difficult to change makes it difficult to change. So if you wish them to dissolve, then stop believing they are difficult to change. And allow them to dissolve. You see, you may be under the assumption that you have to make things change. All you need to do is allow them to change. Because change is the only constant in the universe. Change is the most stable existence. You are far more stable when you are walking than when you are attempting to stand on one leg. It is staticness, holding on to a concept, thinking you must make something change, applying force to the idea. That is what creates the situation to seem to remain the same. Because you are not being willing to get out of it what you can get out of it, using it as a part of your path rather than interruption in your path. Allow the circumstances to change by knowing you will now accept another way for the message to be delivered instead of the way it has been delivered. You are now willing to be open to letting the messages manifest themselves in the daily events of your life. But you will not see them if you do not believe you are the person that is creating them. By looking for those, in a sense, to put it on very pragmatic, simplified terms, you are saying that what society has taught you is that seeing is believing. But it is believing is seeing. That is how it works. Now, your belief may be unconscious, so that by the time you see, you think, oh, it is the seeing of this idea that has created the belief within me. And so you are looking to see things that will generate in you the belief you think you want. But the only way you see those things to begin with is to have already had the belief that you will. The belief of what you're all about, that therefore in your physical external reality forms the symbols that are reflective of that belief. Seeing it in your reality is what lets you know you have the belief, so the belief no longer has to remain unconscious. But seeing it is an indication of a belief that already exists. Is any of this sinking in?
I hope so.
You do not have to hope so. Hope implies despair, uncertainty. Do you know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the being you desire to be, you are capable of being? Yes or no?
Yes, I know that.
All right. Then start using that certainty to your advantage. If you know you have the capability of imagining what you would like to be, understand, as I have said, your ability to imagine what you would like to be is your ability to be that person. You, whatever vibratory plane you are on, is what you experience. If you have the ability to conceive of something, at the moment you conceive of it, you are that person. But when you deny your imagination its reality and say, okay, I've imagined what I would like to be, now what do I have to see? What do I have to do to become this idea? You are placing all of the steps in your way that it's taking for you to get there. Your ability to imagine is being that person, because if you weren't of that vibration, you wouldn't be able to picture it. all you need to do in realizing that your imagination is real and at that moment is who and what you actually are, is to then act as if you are, believe as if you are that person. Then your life will contain the things that are representative of that type of person's life. You follow me?
The last sentence I missed.
When you allow yourself to know that who you imagine yourself to be is who you are, and act as if that is who you are, your life will contain the events that are representative of the type of life of the person you have decided you are. The events in your life can only be 100% reflective of the type of person you have decided you are. So if you are experiencing events in your life that you no longer prefer, then simply allow yourself to recognize your ability in and of itself to even imagine that there is another way to be is being that other way. Your ability to imagine it is being the other way. And all you have to do is put into physical action the certainty that your ability to have imagined that there is another way is the reality of being that other person. You may be under the misguided conception that the personality is who or what you are, but it is not. You, as a persona, are an artificial construct of your consciousness. And when your consciousness changes the idea of itself, the person that you are is a different person, literally. And only the things that are conducive of that type of person's life will be the things you will experience in that life. Is any of this making sense?
Yeah.
It is only mechanics. It is simple physics. Whatever vibration you believe yourself to be will be the life you have. Plain and simple. Your ability to be able to imagine how you would like to be is actually your ability to be that person. Whatever you picture, act like the picture you see.
Okay.
And then you will be that person. And that person will have the type of reality that is only conducive to that person. And no other will be possible to experience. Because anything that is not of the vibration you are cannot be experienced in your reality. So if you simply are now willing to understand, you no longer need to batter yourself in that way. Allow yourself to be whatever you imagine a person would be like who didn't contain a need to batter themselves. Be that person you imagine you would be like, and your reality will be reflective of a person who no longer contains the vibration of a need to batter themselves in order to show themselves something.
All right.
You, all of you, are as powerful as you need to be to create anything you desire in life without having to hurt anyone else or yourself in order to create it. Believe in the power you are as the reflective representation of infinite creatorhood. You all, or many of you at least, recognize and have recognized for quite some time, you are made in the image of the Creator. Well, what does that mean? It means you are also an infinite creator. And so as you think, as you picture, as you imagine, that is real. Be it if you prefer what you imagine. And that will be the reality you experience.
Okay, the person that I want to be and reach to,
Yes.
I seem to hit like a limit when I go to.
You do not. If you are being that person, you do not hit that limit.
All right, I want to know.
You are being different yous at different times.
Okay.
Define which you prefer to be. Define it. Now.
The me I want to be is to look outside this window and know that nobody is abusing anybody over there, to read the newspaper and have it be all good news. To me, I would like to be able to say, where is the money that if this whole planet operates on money, why is there not money to handle all the abused children and all the abused parents that are abusing their children? Why are these things not being handled? Why is it that I cannot ask Dr. Peebles and Ma Fu and yourself certain questions and get told that, oh, you're not ready to know this yet, and this will
come later. It's telling me that I'm still a kid and I'm not ready, that I'm still capable of doing something stupid.
I have said you are ready right now.
I know it. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
And if I'm going to be ready right now, why is it that we're not being told very much? These people on the other dimensions and things know about, and us stupid people down here aren't being told about.
You are being told. You are simply not recognizing what it is you are being told. Now, remember, all the other people in the world, you are responsible to them, but you are not responsible for them. And what they are choosing to be is their choice. The way you actually can assist them best is by fully being the person you wish to be, regardless of what you see externally. Again, you are telling me that you are determining who you are based upon what you are seeing outside of you, instead of just being who you are because that's who you want to be.
If I could be who I am, I would remember everything that I've been.
Not necessarily so. Because it will not be necessary to remember everything you have ever been to be who you need to be in this reality. You will remember everything you need to know to be who you need to be in this reality.
But who's deciding what I need, where that need,
you
what
will.
I need is?
You will.
I'm deciding I need more. I want to...
Your ego.
My ego.
Is deciding.
That's the thing I want repaired.
Understand something. All you need is a basic trust that at any given moment you do need and have what you need. You know everything at any given moment you need to know to be who you are being in that moment. As soon as you redefine who you are, you will know the things that person needs to know, regardless of what you are seeing around you. Paradoxically, the way to see the things in your world change most quickly is to change the idea of who you are.
Do I have the ability to tap in total God, at some point in my evolution, to total God consciousness?
You already are tapped in on the level in which you exist as the total God consciousness.
Well, okay, a level,
now,
but I want to...
You now have the ability to access whatever representation of that idea is relevant to the realm in which you have placed yourself. You see, the idea of total knowledge of all things is not necessary for you to function in the physical reality you are in, and in fact would actually hamper your existence.
So maybe it's not so much knowledge I want, it's the love that's there.
Then feel it, for it is all around you. But feel it within you first, or you will never see it out there. If you wish to see anything in your world change yourself. Then you will be being a representative example to everyone else of what kind of unconditionally loving being they can also be by allowing them to see the example you are setting, regardless of what they are choosing. If you are buying into their reality and becoming frustrated and hateful and so on and so on, because they are choosing to be frustrated and hateful and so on and so on, you are only reinforcing the reality they are already living. You're not giving them an example. You're not giving them a chance to see any other way. Trust. Be the life you wish to be. Act as if you are that way. We are not saying that you will ignore the fact that other people are choosing to suffer. But the way to assist them first and foremost best is to be the being that at least shows them there is another way to be. Otherwise, they cannot see an example of the way they can choose to be, loving to themselves. You must take the first step, if that is truly what concerns you in life, to be the example of what being an unconditionally loving being to them and to yourself is all about. And trust that your love will make a difference and will create the changes you desire to see. Because you will then be taking yourself to the world, the earth, that already exists in the way you desire it to exist. You will take yourself to the program, to the level of frequency that already is represented by the idea that your earth is peaceful and harmonious and expresses abundance everywhere. That earth exists now. You will never see it if you don't make the vibration of that world your own. All the programs, all the ways, all the earth have to be already exist.
Are there people existing, living there some of us existing in that plane
Yes.
right now? Is there a way we can connect up with them,
Yes.
talk to them?
Use your imagination. Be what you imagine them to be now. Pattern yourself after what you think they are. And then you will draw that energy into your present and radiate it into your present so that others can see what it can be like. So they can also choose that reality and accelerate it.
Can you put a camera on their planet and one here?
In time.
In time.
But we are talking about a vibrational, dimensional difference. Not something that is physically out there, once again. It is all right here, right now. Let's use the analogy you call the radio in your society. Now, you know that all the programs are coming to the radio all at the same time, but the only one you hear is where your dial is tuned to. All those Earths exist right here, right now. The one you get is the one you are tuned into. So create the image of the one you prefer. Live in the fashion you would live in that world, and you will be the receiving beacon for their energy so that that program can be broadcast in this reality, so that others can pick up on it and decide to tune their dial to that frequency as well. If they don't know that such a program exists, if there are no examples that such a program exists, no one will ever know such a program exists, and they will never tune their dials to that frequency. So if you have a way in your mind that you would like the world to exist in your life as if that is the world for you, as if that is the reality for you, and that all the idea of the suffering and the warfare and the hatred and the frustration, they are illusions, old programs that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt, sooner or later, everyone will tire of and go looking for another program. But you see, if you are not already tuned into that program, when they ask you, say, have you heard any good programs lately, you will not know what station to tell them to tune into.
Right, I have trouble staying tuned to that because my fears come in.
When you say you have trouble, that's what creates the trouble. Now, maybe that's how it was in the old program.
Okay.
But this is day zero, right now.
Okay.
This is the idea of conscious commandment. Are you going to decide to continue that idea, or are you going to decide to be the new idea right now? And if you are the idea, the new idea right now, you are not the person who can say, I have trouble with this, I have difficulty with that. You are no longer that person. It's not within your makeup. To say that it is to still believe you are the old program. We are talking about full commitment here.
Okay.
Absolute 100% trust.
Okay, can I see you in the physical and give you a hug?
Within the next 10 to 20 of your years, yes.
Okay. All right, I'm happy. I'm happy, very happy with this.
Please do not let that stop you from doing so in the astral realms of your dream reality.
Okay.
Thank you for your boldness and your willingness to explore all aspects of the Creator that you are.
Thank you, my friend. God bless you.
And you. Sharing.
Hello, Bashar.
Hello.
I'm not feeling well right now.
No, why?
I feel headache and I feel sinuses are swollen and that my throat hurts. But I was very determined to come to this place tonight because I'm experiencing this condition off and on for more than a year now. And I want to find a way to get out of it.
You can transform it. You can use the energy. In a sense, you are becoming, as many individuals in your society are now, increasingly sensitized to shifts in the electromagnetic field of your world, because many shifts are taking place and they are becoming stronger and stronger. Particularly in what you call your sinus area, because your sinus is loaded with what you call magnetite, and is very sensitive to shifts in the electromagnetic spectrum. You can alleviate the pain by allowing yourself to become creative with the energy and express it in an artful way. Now, can you be the artist that you are? on all levels?
That's a good question.
Do you have a good answer?
Oh, that's really interesting.
Do you enjoy the idea of being an artist?
I chose to work as a therapist, and I felt a lot of joy and excitement and happiness doing it.
All right.
But it's true that one time in this lifetime I was also an artist, and
So you still are.
And I chose not to continue with
Oh, not so. Therapy is an art form.
Okay.
But you can use art in therapeutic ways as well. Images, colors, sounds, very therapeutic, depending upon the picture you choose to paint.
Yeah.
Now, why not avail yourself of your talent and paint the picture that represents the energy, the colors, the tones, the ideas, the mood, the aspects that would allow you to see, to feel a difference. The colors, the pictures, the images that would uplift you, invigorate you, that would allow you to breathe and energize and oxygenate your system so that every cell is getting the energy that it needs. Use your art as therapy for yourself.
Wow.
Express yourself. And then all of these energies will not be bottled up within you.
Why did I lose contact with that part of myself?
You did not really lose contact. It was simply time to express it in different ways. Time to learn other things that now can give you a grander appreciation of what you will be doing, because now in many ways you will consciously understand why you are drawing or painting what you are doing. Because you will understand the therapeutic end of it. You will understand the approach. You will know instinctively what is correct to evoke the energy you need to evoke. And you can also use it with other individuals as well in your therapy.
Huh. Blows my mind.
Well, perhaps the blowing of your mind will clear out all of that stuff. Let yourself in that way be open. Let the wind of creation pass through you. Be open, not a wall. It is only the pressure of the creative wind against the wall you have set up that creates the pressure and the pain. Let it blow through. Air out your house. Express the artist that you are. Paint a pretty picture.
I'm so surprised, I want to tell you.
Why?
Because that's the part of me that I didn't look at for a long time.
Well, it's right there. Right there. Right here and now, right with you. Take up your artist's tool once again. You have never lost it. It has always been with you. Now is the timing to express the totality that you are. And remember, the different things that you do in life are not exclusive of each other. They can enhance each other. This and that, rather than this or that.
Yeah.
Be an artist-therapist. Therapist-artist. It is one concept if you are willing to let it be. It does not have to be two. You will express the art form and the therapy in either expression. In both at the same time. The knowledge of yourself as a therapist will go into your art. The knowledge of yourself as an artist will go into your therapy.
So thank you.
Oh, thank you for being willing to be that expressive and that creative.
Thank you.
You see, the thing about our ability to interact with you is that regardless of how you choose to think of yourselves, we believe in you. Utterly. We have absolutely not one shadow of a doubt that you can all create your world to be the way you prefer it to be. Not one. And that, in a sense, is what you sense from us. But that certainty, we are only capable of expressing to you because it is a reflection of the certainty within you. Anything you experience from us is only a reflection of what you are all about. in terms of what you call your positive potential.
Thank you.
It is our chosen job, if you will, to be of assistance to you by reflecting back to you what you are on your best level. If you did not contain the attributes, you would not see them from us. You would not hear us express them to you.
I want to ask you, so as I go and find my way of being an artist, or which way to express
As you express it, not find it.
As I express myself as an artist,
Yes.
combined with the therapy work that I do or whatever, I'm going to find a way out of limiting myself physically
Yes.
to this sickness.
Yes. All limitations can be transformed. You are, at heart, an unlimited being. And as soon as a symbol of limitation no longer serves you, it will not exist. You see, what you typically call miracles are actually standard operating procedures of the universe. Miracles are when you allow the natural power of spontaneous creation to exist all in the same place at the same time. It is absolute and utter synchronicity. It is all of the other expressions that are the divergences from natural creation, not miracles. Miracles is the expression of natural spontaneous creation.
When I think now about doing an artwork, I feel a lot of fear inside.
That is all right. It is the energy of excitement that you are still filtering through your judgments. Fear, anxiety, and excitement are the same energy. It is all right that fear is only a few little places within you that you have allowed to sleep, waking up. It is only the sensation in energy terms that you get when a certain part of your body falls asleep, and then you feel the pin pricking of it waking up. The fear is only your sign of returning circulation. No more than that. Nothing to fear within it intrinsically. Understand that it is simply your ecstatic self rising to fill you, and then you will not fear it.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
Hello.
I'd like to ask you, why do people fight?
Many times because they do not believe that they have all they need. And they think that they must get something from someone else. But you see, the idea of jealousy, in that sense, one of the reasons that individuals fight, is because they think that when they see something in someone else, they don't have it. If they would stop to realize it and understand it again, the ability to see something you desire in someone else is the indication that that exists within you too. Or you wouldn't be able to even see it. So one reason is because people do not believe that what they see and what they want, they are capable of doing just by themselves. Another reason is because when people do not believe they are in control in here, they think they need, therefore, to control life out here. And that means trying to force their point of view on someone else to force life to be the way they think they want it to be. But anyone who forces their point of view on someone else obviously does not believe in the power of the point of view they say they believe in. And forcing a point of view on someone else is actually an expression of belief in powerlessness, not power. Because once again, everyone is as powerful as they need to be to create anything they want without having to hurt anyone else or themselves in order to create it. People fight because they have been taught to believe that they are not in power themselves. And that the only way to get what they want is to force out here, rather than to know you are in control in here, and simply attract what you need. Automatically, easily, effortlessly. Fighting is a result of the belief that you are not a part of God and not in control of your life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
Hello.
Is your ship in this area right now?
Not this night of your time. However, tomorrow it will be.
Well, let me tell you, last night at about 12:30, I was sitting in my den,
Yes.
and I felt an energy, and my first thought was, oh, the ships are here. And I was wondering if there was a ship in that area.
Again, the idea is that many of you are piercing the energy gate. Many of the ships may be in other dimensional frequencies that are close to your own, but if you have the ability to transcend your frequency even by a little bit, you will then place yourself in the same limbo state that the ship itself might be in. In that sense, it is here, but not quite as you understand the physical here to be.
Okay.
But the potential is almost there. It is like you were receiving advanced wave fronts of something which is, in your terms, solidifying into your reality. And because you are willing to be expanded to a certain point of view, you perhaps can pick up the leading edge of that wave front, of that program, a little bit faster than some others might. Your equipment might simply be more sensitive.
Okay, well, I had a sighting like 2 weeks ago that appeared while I was channeling, okay? And then I had another one in December, and I knew before it occurred, I said, oh, there's going to be a UFO here in about 5 minutes.
Yes, picking up on the frequencies again, ahead of time.
And then it appeared.
Yes.
Right? So, and then while I was channeling, when the ship showed up about 2 weeks ago, I would also like to tell you what that was.
All right.
What I was getting, it had been an extremely bad day. It's like I had gone against everything I thought I should do, and it went wrong. And I ended up at 7 o'clock doing what I thought I should have done early in the day, right? And a friend of mine, I was with a friend, and he said, well, why don't you just channel? And I said, okay. And what I got was that there's going to be, like on April 13th or 14th or 15th, in an area, in this area, there is some testing that's going to be done. And there's going to be some information made available. And that I had the feeling, and as I was saying that, then he looked up and he said, oh, you know, what is that? And it was a reddish orange light that kind of led us into them. It was like, the sense was that it was guiding us into the mountains. So
a consciousness sphere. Yes.
What was that?
A consciousness sphere.
Who was it?
The association.
And that is what I had been receiving the communication from, and that whatever information I was supposed to get in April, that I would be led to it by that same being. Can you tell me any more about that?
Not much, for it is not our place.
Well, whose place is it?
The energy field.
And that's from the association?
In a sense, yes.
Is it Zeta Reticuli?
It is not any one specific civilization.
Okay.
It is from the association of worlds.
Okay. So what I picked up then last night, because the friend who was with me 2 weeks ago, when I felt the energy, and I know that particular energy has always been associated with sightings. So I called him on the phone. I said, well, I know they're here, so we're going to have to go someplace in about 2 or 3 days.
Follow your instinct. All we can say in this is that each and every one of you have your own connection. Some of them may be called out in specific terms by others, but it is all a combined energy in many ways that has many different aspects, any one of which at any time may stand out for various reasons. Throughout this entire springtime and leading up into what you call your early summer will be an acceleration pitch of information that will allow your society to begin to filter out and leak out more and more awareness that your society already knows that it is in contact with many other civilizations. Or at least many aspects of your society know this.
Was that your ship that I perceived last night?
Not specifically, no.
Oh, it's just what's going to be occurring.
In a sense, yes.
Okay.
It is the pre-signal, the carrier wave.
Okay.
Upon which another reality will solidify when the decision has been made.
In 2 to 3 days.
Through the March 15th gate, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Hi. When I was a child,
I saw a UFO. I was about these young ladies' ages, and I met, well, I guess I must have had some encouragement because I wasn't scared of it.
Yes.
But it was traveling. I was riding my bicycle. I just had a fight with my girlfriend down the street. I was kind of upset. And I see this little, like, it was at dusk time, and at dusk time in Hawaii, it's very beautiful, and you just stop and kind of take it all in. And I was looking up above the golf course, above the Kali Hilton, and I see this little dot, and it starts moving erratically. And I thought, oh my gosh, these things. Of course, being 7 years old and, going, not believing these things. Well, I guess I did believe it because I'm not here.
Thank you.
But I was just wondering, was that
Serious.
serious?
Serious? Do you understand the name?
Yes, kind of. We were talking about this. Okay.
It is the name you have for one of the stars in your sky. It is the star around which a civilization exists on many different levels. It is the one that is most strongly, well, there are some others, but very strongly connected into what you call your dolphin consciousness upon your world as well.
I see. This is why I was about to call Hilton, because there's dolphins in
Yes.
there. Okay. And I had another question about me as a person. I've been going through immense changes in the last...
Then you are not the same person.
No. No, I'm not.
All right.
But,
Which me are you referring to?
the one I'm trying to become.
Trying. My.
The one I am. That wants
We'll let
to
it
be.
slide. Continue.
The one I am in
We do not
Hawaii.
want to restrict your speech patterns.
The one I am in Hawaii.
Yes.
I am a different person here in Los Angeles
All right.
than I am in Hawaii.
Yes.
And the person in Hawaii is guarded, I would say, and the person here is not. And I find myself running into walls here that I do not run through in Hawaii. Why is this?
Because in a sense, here, as you say, here, the city you are in now, is actually where you put up your guard. It is your own barrier you are running into. Whereas in Hawaii, you know you actually need no protection. And so you do not run into anything. The belief in the need for protection erects walls that you run into. So it is actually the opposite of what you are saying. You are actually guarded in your city of Los Angeles and unguarded in Hawaii. Not the other way around.
I see.
You follow me?
Yes, I do. And what about my work as a healer?
What about it?
I haven't yet started working because I haven't healed myself. Is this the key that I have to do?
What do you think you need to do to heal yourself? Maybe start
love
working.
myself. Yes.
All right.
And to love myself.
Yes,
I have a hard
well.
time loving myself.
Why? What makes you think you do not deserve it?
I don't know.
Well, then if you don't know, why do it?
Because I guess it's a pattern I've been in.
Oh, I
for so long.
guess it's a pattern. All right, nice excuse. If you no longer prefer it and you recognize it as a pattern, well, let me put it this way. Once you recognize it is or was a pattern, it is no longer a pattern. Once you recognize there is a pattern, the pattern has been broken. So don't act as if there's still a pattern. You follow me?
Yes.
Then you will not experience the apparent repetition. Now, why on earth, shall we say, do you think that you cannot simply trust that you know what you're doing?
Because I still, in some ways, fear it. Fear my own
Fear
power.
what? Fear your own power. All right, let's get into that fear. Let's exercise that imagination. Let's go into what you call worst case scenario. All right, if you're going to fear that power, then at least get into the fear of it.
Okay.
So that you can work through the whole idea instead of being fearful of the fear, which doesn't let you get into it and understand why it's there. So, let's use your approach. What do you imagine would be the worst possible thing that could happen if you did use the power you know you have?
Someone would die.
Someone would die. Why?
Or someone would change for not a positive way.
Ah, and you think you will have caused that? Do you believe that you have power over other people?
No.
Then how could that possibly happen?
Through their own doing.
Yes. So why take responsibility for it?
True.
So why fear it? If you know you are a positive person expressing your ability through integrity, then you can simply know that you will only attract individuals of like vibration. And should you decide for some reason to attract an individual that will express what you have just said you fear, you will still know that it must fit into the positive reality you are expressing. If you know you are not doing anything consciously malicious toward them, then what they choose to believe in or buy into is not your doing.
I understand.
So simply allow yourself to know you do not have the power to affect anyone else in that way. They must choose to create that for themselves. Now, this does not mean that you can perpetuate what you might recognize in them as a tendency to go that way. That would be using a lack of your integrity. But since you know, I assume, that you're simply not going to do that, then why worry? Does that help you?
Yes.
Well, thank you.
And I need to ask one more question since it's about
All right.
As far as there's a metaphysical bookstore in Hawaii called the Sirius Bookstore. It felt like the planet name Sirius.
Star.
Star?
Yes.
Star name Sirius. What is the connection between the dolphins?
Well, they have been communicating telepathically with Sirius consciousness for thousands of years. You see, the idea of the level of Sirius beings that we are basically referring to are those that exist in a sort of quasi-matter energy existence. Anytime their consciousness has been perceived by your human consciousness, you have interpreted their existence in what you call an amphibious nature. The fact that they exist in an energy sea makes you think they exist in a water sea. But they are very similar in that way to the idea of the ecstatic expression the dolphin life form has upon your planet. So they have a strong affinity in that way because they express themselves generally in similar ways. And so it was very simple for two minds that already think alike to find each other long ago.
I see.
So, the dolphins have been in many ways the facilitators for Sirius energy upon your planet for thousands of years, and that is why many of the dolphin consciousnesses are now willing to aid and assist you all in your dream realities or in physical reality in getting in touch with that empathic ability within yourself, so that you can also listen in. You follow me?
Yes, I do.
And share.
Why is there such a drawing? When I first moved to the Big Island after I got out of high school to go to college,
Yes.
why did I have such a drawing to, how can I say, there's such, like there's a calling from the aliens there. It's like
Yes.
a calling. Why? Because
It is a recognition of your own vibration, that is all. There's a recognition of the agreement you have made. You are only fulfilling your own self-created destiny. That's why it's so strong. You're hearing the echo of the agreement you made prior to physical life. You're hearing you calling you. You follow me?
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
There will be, in your terminology, but a few moments remaining for this interaction this evening of your time. Mahalo.
Hi, Bashar.
Hi.
I wanted to find out. First of all, I heard your tape on insomnia.
Yes.
You talked something about that. Well, I was having trouble sleeping, and then when I heard it, it was better. But now I really start to travel at night or communicate. But then my body doesn't rest. It feels
That is only assumptions of the way it needs to rest. It does rest. And also, do not prevent yourself from going to sleep when your body says it's time, rather than forcing it to stay awake when your natural cycle says sleep.
Yeah, but it doesn't it hardly ever want to go to sleep.
Then it is not truly tired. Your assumptions and your mind may be assuming the tiredness for it. But in that way, allow yourself to balance all the energy out in its natural way. If you wish, in the connecting that you are doing, starting this night of your time, ask the individuals you are connecting with to assist you in balancing you out, so that you will feel energized rather than depleted by the connection. It is only the ancient habits you have that assume that such a connection is something that depletes you because you are used to thinking of the energy you are experiencing as something more than your body is capable of handling, but it's not.
Well, it's getting better.
You will continue in that way.
Yeah, it's a lot better. I feel more
You can
alive.
assist it to accelerate by asking those you are interconnecting with in your dream state to assist you in balancing it out.
Okay.
Then you will awaken refreshed.
Yeah. Another thing
Like
is,
that individual.
another thing is that there's one individual in particular I always communicate with in the sleep state, in the dream state, but in the physical state, there is communication, but not physically, you know what I mean? It's like we don't...
Much of the communication that comes from what you would call the non-physical realm usually makes itself known in your physical reality by the events that happen in your life, not by what you might recognize as an actual conversation.
Okay.
You follow me?
Yes.
Because this is your world of action, to put into action the conversations you have had in the dream world.
Okay.
This is your laboratory.
I know. Another thing is I met a man about, I don't know, 5 months ago. I wanted to know where he was from. I mean, I know that...
There is a strong Atlantean connection. This is all we can say at this time. Okay. You may explore it if you will. It has some connection with dolphins as well.
Okay. I think that's all.
Well, thank you very much. At this timing, allow us to remind each and every one of you, wake up and dream. The dream you prefer to dream. For you are all dreaming right now. Right now. Physical reality is one type of dream. And dreams are real reality. Allow yourself to blend the dream and the physical reality as one by living your dream and knowing that you will be supported. Trust yourselves. Trust the idea of creation. Everything is automatic in that way, but that doesn't mean that you cannot still create your ability to act upon the opportunities that automatically present themselves to you. We have no doubt of the direction in which we perceive you are heading. And within what you call the next 3 of your decades, your world will be unlike anything it is now. We perceive that you are already heading in the direction of peace and harmony and unconditional love, and that within the next 3 decades you will lay the foundation for such an existence. Trust that. Let that be real to you. And it will be real sooner than we have said. We thank you for your willingness. We thank you for allowing us to experience the gift of the consciousness that you are. This allows us to experience that many more ways that all that is has of expressing itself within the creation it is. Ring like a bell. You are pure of tone. Lighten up upon yourselves, and you will be enlightened beings. Our love to you, our energy to you. Thank you for sharing the dream we have co-created together. An exciting and loving and unconditionally ecstatic good day to you all.
Thank you. Good day.